The official totally canon Overwatch 2 dating sim. Now with 30% more punctuation. Are you ready to play this thing? Friday night in the big city. You can use a laugh after the week you've had. The Laugh Attic is one of the most tragically unfunny comedy clubs in town. But you love watching people bomb an open mic. Sometimes that people is you. Particularly dark tonight. So dark it'll make for quite the dramatic reveal. When your eyes adjust and you see who's sitting at the table in the corner. Eyes adjusting, adjusting, adjusting. Oh my. Oh my! Is that a chicken? Is that who you think it is? It's Genji! Ninja cyborg and all-around bad boy from Overwatch. No matter how many times you blink, he's still there and you're completely fear-struck. Fear-struck. Why would anyone in their right mind allow a ninja with a giant katana into a comedy club? Well, it does sound like the beginning of a joke. The only thing funnier than this would be if his brother showed up wearing a toga. There he is. You hear the sound of a heart beating fast and smell of sweat on your palms? No, bitch, I literally just said I was terrified. I was fear-struck. I am Cupid, the hero of love in all of its varieties. It is my sworn duty to answer the cries of all who desire to love and guide them to fulfillment. You look around, wondering if anyone else can see this. Or are you hallucinating? Do not worry, you are the only one who sees me. I do not interfere in the mortal realm. Consider me the angel on your shoulder who will point you in the right direction. Okay, that's a definite maybe of a hallucination thing. But maybe this hallucination can help you. Now tell me, are you in love? Nope, that's just my baseline anxiety. Anxiety and affection could sometimes feel similar, but fear not. I am here to guide you through all of love's intricacies. So do you wish to win the heart of Genji? Yes, I want to win the heart of Genji. Chat, that's not what we're gonna be doing. We already had sex with him, so we're gonna do a bad run. Genji? Truly? There are only two options, as you made sure I was aware. Of course, it's just that, well, to call Genji difficult would be an understatement. Yeesh, you're being really judgmental for a vessel of love or whatever. Just because I am honor-bound to assist you in your quest for love does not mean I lack taste, mortal. Aren't you supposed to help people no matter what? Why do you care if I'm interested in Genji's dick? I know of Genji. I am merely saying that reaching Genji's heart will be a difficult task. But I didn't want to reach his heart. I told you what I wanted to reach. Sure, whatever you say, Mr. Grumpy Toga. If you wish to pursue Genji, then I'm obligated to help you. It is your love life, no matter how foolish. Well then, how do you think I should approach Cupid? You have to introduce yourself, of course. You cannot start down the path of romance without first speaking to him. And given that he strikes me as a selfish, immature person, I would recommend keeping your conversations focused on him. He has always struggled with his sense of self, so do your best to appeal to his interests. You hope he'll get over his hostility for Genji soon, definitely, but that's not important to you right now. What is important to you is whether or not Genji will feel any hostility towards you. With Cupid's words in mind, you build up the courage to approach Genji. Excuse me? Ninja turns to face you. The purple glow of the club's neon lights illuminates his metal mask. Are you talking to me? Yeah, I just saw you and I wanted to say your heart starts to pound in your ears, but your mouth can't find the words to speak. Well, say something, and remember, your choices will affect how he feels about you. Alright, we're doing a bad run, so... Do you need healing? I know my reputation. It is hurtful. But also, yes, I could use healing. I warned you he would be difficult to deal with. Anyways, I don't think I've seen you around before. I'm Genji. What's your name? Oh, I'm Crystal Rain. Nice to meet you. Crystal Rain, huh? That's pretty cool. Reminds me of Crystal Rain from the game Crystal Rain's Odyssey. I'm gonna say I love that game. In case he's like, that's not a real game. Or, actually, do we think he'd say that? Let's see. I love that game. My parents are actually such big fans. They named me after it. I've been playing it since I was born. That's amazing. I was just named after the 11th century work, The Tale of Genji, which is alright, but certainly no Crystal Rain's Odyssey. I still think it's pretty cool. Thanks. Do you want to sit down? The set is starting soon. Maybe we could watch together. You take a seat next to Genji and watch a few sets. You can't tell if he ever cracks a smile, but he certainly doesn't laugh at any point. Weird energy to bring to a comedy club. But before you can spend too many minutes basking in the awkward silence, Cupid returns, bringing you more helpful advice. Well, what are you waiting for? Show him you could be exciting. Go perform a set. Not for free. Are Are you kidding? My material is iconic. I'm not sharing it without pay. Is the payment of love not sufficient for your talents? Love can't pay my rent. Well, humor me and pretend it can. Look, someone just finished their material. Get up there and impress your date. Come on. Person gets off the mic to some paltry class, and when no one stands to take their place, you take the initiative to get on stage. Hello, everyone. I would be honored to share a joke with you fine people. You look over at the audience and you see Genji looking back at you with what you assume is curiosity. Well, you could just make any joke. You have to wonder, what would make him laugh? Alright, so in my normal run, I did this, and he was like, oh, it would have been cool if you did one that was, like, related to me. But I feel like that's such a bait. I feel like if I actually pick something like this, he might get offended. And I feel like that when you pick this option, it just says that just to say it, but I don't know if it's actually true. What do you guys think? Should we go with this one? Or should we, like, take a risk and see if one of these do it? I feel like a joke about cyborgs would make him sad. Try it anyways? Yeah. Let's do this. Tap on the mic and the feedback rings in your ears. You lean in close. Do you know how much it costs to become a cyborg these days? The crowd holds its breath. An arm and a... Oh... Silence. It feels like you've just been teleported into a soundproofed void. Not a soul in the crowd has any reaction to spare. You almost wish they'd boo you. Chat, can you boo me, please? Make me feel better about myself. Everybody in chat, boo me. Just so you can know they're still there. Oh, come on! Dude, I'm trying to do a bad run! Are you serious? How'd you like that? Oh my god. I'm doing better on my bad run than I did on my try-hard run. Among them, you see Genji. He looks at his arms and his legs, but... I thought he... Okay, anyways. Both of which have been replaced with cybernetic parts. Alright, Chuckle escapes him. Oh, that's true. Ignoring the appalled stares of the rest of the audience, you make your way back to the seat next to Genji. Fuck me. He seems warmer. Leaning in towards you. Are you kidding me? I liked your joke, just so you know. My procedure cost me an arm and 2 legs, but I still found it funny. Thanks, it's one of my favorites. So I'm glad you liked it. Genji's gaze falls. He appears almost hesitant, which is unlike him. It's been really nice hanging out with you. Do you... Fuck! Do you think you want to go on another... No! Oh, wow. This was a date? Genji shrugs. We're in a dating sim. I kind of assumed. Oh, yeah, that does make sense. Is it strange we know that? A little. Anyways, about that second date. I mean, yeah, I guess. That sounds wonderful, Genji. Genji sighs. A weight leaves his shoulders. I can't wait. I guess I'll see you again soon. He leaves and you're left alone in the comedy club. Not for long though, as Cupid soon reappears. I sense the buds of romance are already beginning to blossom. How do you think things went? He seemed pleased, but there's always room for improvement. I recommend doing your best to ensure he feels comfortable with you. But good or bad, your date is in the past and we still have a long road ahead of us for you to if you truly wish for Genji's heart to be yours. Marina, I agree. The Hanzo looks so fine here. He has no reason to look that good. When Genji reaches out to you again, he suggests grabbing dinner for your second date. He even picks out a restaurant, Cafe Azur in Monaco, the exclusive playground of the ultra rich. Luckily, you live in the hopeful future. You could just hop on a transatlantic train and arrive in Monaco in a few short hours. Neat, huh? You arrive at the restaurant and it looks classy as the name might imply. A robot brings you to your table where Genji awaits you. Please tell me he's not wearing the same hoodie he wore to the comedy club. I'm not really dressed up either, so I guess we match. I suppose that's a favorable sign. Miss Lorraine, I didn't expect to see you here. You invited me here for a date. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Anyways, how was the ride over? I know he likes to game on my first run, so I'm gonna put... I don't want him to, like, bond with me over not liking the ocean in case that's something for him. So, I'll put I slept the whole way. Maybe he'll think I'm lazy. I slept the whole way. Leaving me entirely to my own devices for several hours. Would it have killed you to put on a movie for me, Crystal Rain? Genji chuckles. I'm not surprised. There are a few things more relaxing than... Why are you digging everything I'm telling you? I'm glad you can make it. I'm really looking forward to spending more time with you. You don't have much time to feel bashful before the waitress returns to your table to take your order. You look over at your holo menu, which is like a regular menu, but a hologram since it's a future. You should think carefully about what you order. Maybe choose something he'd like as well. Come on, even your dinner is going to affect this guy's opinion of you. These dating sims are hard work. In this case, what will you order for dinner? I have to go with the most expensive dish. I have to. I feel like that's rude, especially for like a proper first date. You know what I mean? So... there's no way he's gonna take that, like, in a good way. I'll take the caviar-crusted Wagyu beef Wellington with a side of white truffle lobster. Genji scans his menu for your order and winces when he sees... Yes! Suppose I will have the same. Once the waitress departs from the table, Genji looks back at you curiously. You're paying... Oh, you're paying for us, right, Crystal Rain? Oh, I thought you were paying. I mean, I don't really make much by being a ninja, so if we could cover this one, that'd be great. We have half a mind to ask why you'd suggest the most expensive city in the world if you couldn't afford it, but you don't want to ruin the evening. You're sure the restaurant will let you take out a loan to cover dinner? Waitress brings out your meal, and the smell of it alone tanks your credit score. You're nearly ready to dig in when you notice something is missing. What besides Genji's arm and leg? What's wrong? Shoot, I forgot to ask for the gold flake seasoning. Hold on, let me get the waiter. You fetch the waitress and promise the soul of your firstborn child in exchange for the shaker of edible gold flakes. Generously, the waitress explains that they only charge thirdborns for garnish. When you return to the table, Genji looks completely deflated. You sit across from him, and he barely even acknowledges your presence. Even Cupid seems troubled by his sudden shift in mood. Perhaps you should check on him, Crystal Rain. I'm gonna go with this route and then, like, do a bad job comforting him. Everything okay? You seem bummed out. Genji shrugs. Another diner recognized me while you were gone. They came over to talk to me. Oh, did they ask for your autograph or something? No, they actually recognized me from the Blackwatch incident. They had less than kind words to share with me. Shake it off, man. We're on a date. You're blunt, but not... Are you kidding me? I'm trying to shake it off. It's just I'm not proud of who I was then. I tried my best to become a better person, but I fear my past will always haunt me. Some days it just feels like there is nothing I could do to move on from who I was. He sighs, propping his head against his hand dejectedly. It's a heart-rending sight. Seems he could use your reassurance. A small gesture might go a long way. Apparently even Cupid has a sense to put aside his bitterness towards Genji when he's in that state. What do you do to cheer Genji up? Maybe they won't have a terrible ending? No, Zach literally told me he got friend-zoned. So there has to be. Zach tried and he got friend-zoned, and I'm trying to get friend-zoned and I'm not. So Zach just must have no riz at all whatsoever, because, like, he tried his best and he got friend-zoned. That's ridiculous. What should I do? Should I hold his hand or beat up whoever is mean to him? Do you think he'd like find it like attractive if I get aggressive with somebody, or do you think he'd find it scary? I guess let's find out. Oh my god, I'm like losing my voice. You know what? I'll give this jerk a piece of my mind. You stand from your chair ready to man that Genji point you to the one responsible for making him feel so down when he grabs your wrist. Please, I do not want to cause more trouble. Yes! 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 Are you sure? I'm sure. I appreciate it, but I'd rather just spend more time... Oh my god. There's no point in dwelling on it much longer. Plus, if you start a fight, then I'm going to have to step in, and we'll spend the rest of our night listening to people tell me how cool my swords are and stuff, so let's just not. Time to listen to him, you sit back down. Genji seems relieved you won't escalate the issue, as does Cupid. Let's eat, huh? Our food is getting cold. The two of you finally enjoy your night as it was supposed to go. You don't know how Genji eats with his mask on, but every time you look away, more food disappears from his plate, so you assume it's getting into his mouth one way or another. By the time you're done eating, Genji seems happier than ever. You're glad the evening is going to a more positive direction. By the way, I wanted to ask you something. Shoot. How would you feel about going somewhere special for our next date? Are you telling me a 5-star restaurant isn't special? Not really. I just searched for most cliche date locations, and this was the first result. Probably would have been nice to know that before selling an organ to eat here, but it's hard to hold it against him. No, I wanted to go somewhere more meaningful. How would you feel about taking a trip to Nepal? First or third one? I feel like this one, because it said that he's very self-absorbed, so this one makes it about me. So this is going to be a bad option, which means it's a good option for us to do. Or you could even ask your question, Cupid intervenes. You can choose where to go on your date when you are the poster character for a dating sim. Now stop complaining and choose a real answer. We're traveling an awful lot. Do I have a job in this universe? Or, like, responsibilities? You have a job with unlimited PTO and your boss is really cool. Oh, nice. Well, in that case, sure. Nepal sounds great. Okay, I'll see you there. I hope it'll be really special. I had a lot of fun tonight. Thanks again, Crystal Rain. Genji departs from the restaurant. You're left alone. Well, as alone as you can be when you're haunted by the vessel of Valentine's. Another date down with the third one to come. Most impressive, Crystal Rain. How do you think Genji and I are doing? You still have a long way to go before you truly win his heart. Remember to always look to his interests and you'll find greater success. But there is still another date in your future. Do what you can to prepare. I sense this one will be the most important of all. I'm surprised he hasn't, like, ghosted me by now. You think he's gonna take off his mask at the end for me? Again? You ascended to the snowy mountains of Nepal, and the code really keeps seeping through every layer of clothing you wore. Hard to believe that just a few days ago you were telling jokes in a comedy club, and now this is what is expected of you to keep this relationship going. And you're trudging along, Cupid appears again. Thankfully, you know his deal by now, or you'd think you are seeing things thanks to the hypothermia. Crystal Rain, I need to stress how important this date would be. Clearly, you're just important to Genji, or he would not have brought you here otherwise. So just be sure you do your very best this time. So you didn't like Genji. You know, when we first met, you seemed like you really didn't like Genji. Well, I do believe he is foolish and stubborn and immature and vain. You have reminded me that there's a good side to him as well. And while that good side is buried very, very far beneath his flaws, it is there nonetheless. So I must thank you, truly. Oh, Cupid, you're sounding all sappy. Don't tell me this is a teaser for the secret Cupid part of this dating sim. Oh my god. Don't be ridiculous. If there's a secret Cupid path, do you truly think I would advertise it so freely? Besides, a path of that nature would be difficult to unlock. You would need to, say, successfully win the heart of both heroes to show me your commitment to love. Hypothetically, of course. Of course, hypothetically. But enough about hypotheticals. You have a date to get to. Hurry up now. With Cupid's vote of confidence, you continue your journey up the mountain. Eventually, you arrive in the quaint little village. Genji is there to greet you. Honestly, you don't understand why you can't travel together. Crystal Rain, you made it. What did you think of the hike? It really wasn't worth it. I was expecting a little more in exchange for getting frostbite. Genji looks a little disappointed. Perhaps it does not look like much, but this place truly is special to me. I hope I could show you why. Come for a walk with me? Gladly, you take Genji's arm, he leads you all around the village, and you can't help but bask in every sight. It truly is beautiful. Certainly not the kind of place you want to host a 5v5 King of the Hill style combat. But what's more beautiful than the village itself is the way Genji glows while taking you through it, recounting memories of the times he spent here. He tells you everything from the story of how he first arrived here to tales of his most trying meditations. After strolling a while, Genji takes you to old accommodations that housed him through his time in Nepal. Though he has been absent for some time, the room is still clearly his. There's an old mattress, a haori, and a framed photo of Genji with his brother taken years ago. Genji goes to say something, but someone else speaks first. Genji, you've arrived! Is that Zenyatta? Whee! I hope you had a safe journey, my student. It's Zenyatta. How sad is it the only place you can get Zenyatta content these days is explicitly, totally canon dating sim and that one short story? Well, maybe something will happen with that Ramatra guy soon. Who knows? Master, it is good to see you again. Indeed, I heard you were bringing a visitor, and I hoped I could meet them. Of course, Crystal Rain, this is my master Zenyatta. You're ready for a trek through the snow-covered mountains, but this is basically like meeting Genji's parent. Is that weird for a third date? Doesn't matter, it's happening. Now it's up to you to deal with it. I give him a fist bump. You reach your closest fist out to the metal monk And to your utmost surprise, he hits you with the sickest fist bump you've ever experienced. Absolutely radical. Pleasure, Crystal Rain. I'm glad to see you survived your journey here. I'm going to ignore that threatening aura of that sentence and let him keep talking. It's rare for Genji to have company here. I sense he must be quite fond of you. Oh, I certainly hope so. Master, you're embarrassing me. I'm sure your companionship will mean a great deal to him. He has always struggled to accept himself. Perhaps acceptance of another will help him along his path. You never realized how much your company might mean to Genji. To think, just a few nights ago, you were planning to enjoy comedy stylings of literally anyone in New York City by yourself. Now it's entirely possible you're changing the life of an Overwatch agent. I believe... Master? I sense I've surpassed my annual screen time allotment. I am afraid I will need to depart. But please, take my greatest blessings and enjoy the remainder of your time here. Two of you say goodbye to Master Zenyatta, and when you're left alone, Genji's previous exuberance is gone, replaced with contemplation. Something on your mind, Genji? Just thinking about what my master said. He was being truthful, you know. Spending time with you has done a lot to help my own sense of self. But I have to wonder. Crystal Rain, do you really think it's possible to know your true self? To be honest, that's a far deeper question than you ever could have expected from that silly dating sim you signed up for. But you've come this far, right? What's the harm in one more question? That really is one more. I believe this will be your last chance to win Genji's heart, Crystal Rain. Use it wisely. What do you think? Can one know their true self? I think this is gonna seal the deal and make him not want to be with me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care that much. Cupid groans. He pinches the bridge of his nose. Crystal Rain, the writers went into great lengths to make sure you knew what the right answers were, and you still chose this one. I'm extremely disappointed in you. Though Genji seems a bit put off by your blunt response, he thinks on it for a minute, trying to find a way to justify your words. I suppose that makes sense. Maybe you're saying that I shouldn't feel so concerned with perceptions? The obsession with one's own self is futile as is consciousness? Sure, whatever. I don't exactly agree, but I can respect your position, I guess. Crystal Rain, I've really enjoyed spending time with you lately. It's been a long time since I allowed myself to get close with anyone. But I must admit, this is where he's gonna friend-zone me! Admit what? I must admit, I feel there's still so much we have to learn about one another. Perhaps you and I could learn more about each other as friends! We did it, chat! We got rejected! Woo! Let's go! Yeah! We did it! Friends? Huh. Maybe this is exactly what you had in mind when you first met Genji. It's possible you may have wanted something more. But for all the two of you have been through together, you made a dear friend, and that's still worth it. This might not be a terrible place to end. A friendship with a clever and cool ninja, as some might describe him. Perhaps you seek a different outcome to this story. For that, you will need to embark on this journey again from the beginning. You're all the support. This is so cute!